Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys' new Dak Prescott contract shines light on befuddling trade. In the end, the Cowboys pretty much caved to everything that quarterback Dak Prescott wanted in a new contract, which is certainly worthy of celebration. But there's an offshoot of the Prescott deal that is sure to be taken up by observers of the team soon. What, exactly, was the point of the Cowboys trading away a fourth-round pick to the 49ers last summer to acquire Trey Lance if, in the end, Prescott simply got the deal he wanted anyway? The idea of adding Lance made some sense from a Cowboys perspective when put in the context of Prescott's negotiations. Acquiring Lance, the former number 3 overall pick in the draft in 2021, would give the Cowboys leverage over Prescott. Dallas did not have to be desperate to re-sign Prescott. The Cowboys had Trey Lance as a potential replacement. That would have made sense if the Cowboys had actually wrested some concessions from Prescott. Instead, he got all the upfront money he wanted, $80 million signing bonus, plus a short term that allows him to get back on the market for one more payday before retirement, and of course, the most money of any NFL player in history, $240 million with all but $9 million guaranteed. It won't matter much what Mustafa does this season or in the future for the 49ers, though he is listed as the backup safety on the team's depth chart. The Lance trade was still a waste. The Cowboys could easily have used that pick to address a clear need at running back. Tampa Bay's Bucky Irving had an impressive debut on Sunday, and was chosen with the pick just after Mustafa was chosen in the 4th round. Will Shipley, Ray Davis, Isaac Guerendo, Braylon Allen, they were all running backs who went in the 4th round after Mustafa. The Cowboys would have been much better off taking a chance on one of them than going through the entire Lance charade this past year. And man, did they try to sell Lance. In May, coach Mike McCarthy had enormous praise for Lance. Young quarterback comes into a new system, so you got the learning curve, but now starting to get the timing with the routes, McCarthy said. He's close to being a master of the system. He has a really high understanding. He's communicating very well. He looks more and more comfortable. He just needs reps. I know I say that every time I talk about him. He just needs as many reps as he can. Those reps are not going to come in Dallas. Prescott was the quarterback when the Cowboys traded for Lance, and if Lance was acquired as a potential threat to Prescott, he swatted him away with ease. What's worse is that, in the coming year, the Cowboys figure to get no value out of Lance whatsoever. Despite a training camp and preseason essentially tailored toward making Lance a viable NFL quarterback, the Cowboys stepped back after watching him in action for 2 months and made Lance the 3rd stringer. Cooper Rush, last year's backup quarterback, remains the backup quarterback this year. The Cowboys could attempt to trade Lance ahead of the November deadline for deals, but given the fact that he will be a free agent in March, it's hard to see any team willingly giving up value to add Lance. It was a move that can surely be called strategically befuddling. But, in reality, there did not seem to be much strategy in place at all. Cowboys' Micah Parsons hoping little something comes in new contract. 2 down, 1 to go. The Cowboys' quest to keep all 3 of their major stars at glamour positions, quarterback Dak Prescott, receiver CeeDee Lamb and edge rusher Micah Parsons, under wraps with new contracts took another step forward on Sunday, when Prescott signed a new deal, for a record $240 million over 4 years, ahead of the Week 1 game versus the Browns. Parsons' reaction after the game was forceful, God ******. With good reason. Lamb already in the fold, having signed for 4 years and $136 million after a summer-long holdout, that leaves the Cowboys with only Parsons to sign. He can agree to an extension now, but because the Cowboys have already picked up his 5th-year option for 2025, at $21.3 million, the need for a new deal is not pressing. There is no way Parsons will play for the $21.3 million, just as there was no way that Lamb would play for the $18 million option he had on his deal for 2024. The Cowboys could either settle his new contract early or risk him taking the holdout path, too. "We'll see, man," Parsons told reporters after Sunday's win, via the Dallas Morning News. "I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, keep working, keep trying to be the best player I can be and try to win championships, and then they probably throw me a little something on the side." Of course, Parsons figures to get something more than a little. It is expected that he will top the record-breaking contract given to Nick Bosa of the 49ers last season, which ran 5 years and $170 million. That was the most money ever given to a defensive player. Parsons may well break the current record for most money given to a non-quarterback, held by Justin Jefferson at 4 years and $140 million. He has been a Pro Bowler for all 3 of his NFL seasons, and had a Pro Football Focus grade of 93.7 last year, which was second among all pass rushers in the league. He got off to a fast start in Week 1, too, with a sack, a pass defensed and 5 quarterback hits on the day, as the Cowboys' D looked revamped under new coordinator Mike Zimmer. Parsons credited Zimmer for getting him going from the jump. "I'm just having fun that he's using my mindset, being creative, challenging me every day. I think with a person like me it's easy to get bored, so I think the fact that he keeps getting creative, he keeps challenging me, and I just want to keep accepting those. I really respect him a lot," said Parsons, via the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. While Prescott was willing to dangle the threat of free agency and the possibility of playing elsewhere to nudge the Cowboys into a new contract, Parsons has made clear he wants to be in Dallas, and wants to stay in Dallas. He said back at the start of training camp, via ESPN, "When you talk about career and legacy, I don't think there's a better career you can have than when you're playing for the Star and you have a chance to be the best with the Star and you retire a Cowboy. You look at Jason Witten, you look at Michael Irvin, you look at Emmitt Smith, you see they're still in the community, still active. The Star holds so much weight and the legacy that brings. Look at Charles Haley, he still bothers me in the locker room every week. There's nothing like wearing the Star when you do it the right way. So in terms of being here, I want to be here my whole life. I plan on building a house here and being in Dallas forever. I love the city. I love the community. I love for what it stands for." Bill Belichick compares Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb to legendary NFL duo. Legendary coach Bill Belichick recently drew a striking comparison between the Dallas Cowboys' dynamic duo of Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and the legendary San Francisco 49ers tandem of Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. Speaking about the challenges defenses will face against the Cowboys this season, Belichick harkened back to his days trying to contain Montana and Rice. "Yeah, well, I sit back and think about a lot the Tuesdays that I had trying to stop Montana and Rice," he said. "Those are the 2 guys in San Francisco, Lamb and Prescott, those that you guys were talking about with the Cowboys." Belichick's admiration for Montana is clear. He referenced the Hall of Fame quarterback's impressive career statistics, including 273 touchdowns and a 92.3 passer rating. You think about how good Montana was. I mean, the numbers are just staggering," Belichick remarked. "But it's the comparison to Prescott that's raising eyebrows." Belichick highlighted Prescott's impressive 2023 season under Mike McCarthy's new offensive system, where he threw for 4,500 yards and achieved a 105 quarterback rating. Prescott had a tremendous year last year," Belichick said. If he can maintain that same type of production this year. Dallas is going to be tough. They'd be a hard team to beat all year, but this will be a big challenge for the defenses. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Bill Belichick? Leave your opinion in the comments.